Hello everyone, huge welcome into UCL. Hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be talking through the services that are available to you at UCL Careers. So my name is Jo Budd. I'm a careers consultant for UCL Careers. So part of my role is to be the careers liaison for the Faculty of Population Health Sciences and the BSc Human Sciences programme. So you will probably see a little bit of me if you come to workshops, one-to-ones and things like that, and I will talk a little bit more about those shortly. As part of UCL Careers, we have 60 plus employees. Some of those are careers consultants like myself, information staff who can help you find resources and things like that. And we also have a team of employer engagement staff who look after careers fairs and bring employers into the service to deliver skills sessions for you as well. So today I'd like to talk about 4 key ways that we can provide help for you over the next few years that you're going to be here. You will also have access to the service 2 years after you graduate, but I guess you don't want to think about that just yet. So firstly, we can provide personal support to you in the way of one-to-ones and things like that. I'm going to talk about those in more detail shortly. There's skills training, as I just mentioned, so employers coming onto campus. We also have an industry insight strand, which I have a slide on, and things like that. We also provide opportunities and guidance for networking. So some of the sector themed weeks, which I will talk about a little bit later, offers a little bit of kind of online professional networking, and other ways that you can network while at UCL. And we also have the UCL, My UCL Careers, which is the platform that you will be using to book appointments, but you can also search for vacancies and events on there as well. So let's look at these 4 strands in a little bit more detail. So as I mentioned, with the personal support, this is very much on a one-to-one basis. So these appointments will be a blend of online, and there will be some offered face-to-face as well if you wanted that. So firstly, for population health sciences, you have access to the life and health sciences appointments, and this is the same for the BSc Human Sciences students as well. These appointments are very flexible, so you can bring in applications, personal statements if you're applying for a master's, PhD, things like that. Or if you had something more discussion focused, maybe you have an idea about where you want to be working in terms of a sector, but you want to discuss maybe some strategies about how to get there, or maybe you have no idea what you want to do at the moment. So that's more, we can also kind of have more of a discussion in these appointments as well. So those appointments are quite flexible. And just to add, for human sciences students, you will also have access to the biomedical sciences appointments as well. So when you log into My UCL Careers, you will have the option to attend those as well. More broadly, we also offer kind of careers appointments that are looking more kind of for core careers appointments. So we have short guidance appointments. As I was just saying, these are discussion-based career management appointments, so discussing strategies, maybe talking through some decision making, maybe talking about, okay, I'm thinking about this particular sector, but I don't know how to, what my next steps might be. So those are discussion based. So don't book these appointments, the short guidance appointments, if you have an application that you want to be reviewed. For that, you can either book the life and health sciences appointments, as I just mentioned, or you can book the applicant advice appointments, which are specifically for CV feedback, personal statement feedback, application feedback, things like that. And then lastly, we have mock interviews. So these are hour-long sessions. You will need to complete a form and send it in to the address that it tells you to when you kind of come up on this page on My UCL Careers, because you can't just book these yourself. You will need to complete the form. You will also need to have an interview date scheduled and confirmed to be able to book these appointments as well. The reason for that is because it makes the appointment much more meaningful for us to conduct with you. So for instance, when you send in your form, you will also supply a job description for that particular, for the role that you are going for. So we're then able to tailor some questions so we can support you through that coaching session. So those are all the kind of personal support things that we will be offering you throughout the year. So the second strand that we will be looking at now is the skills training. So there's different ways that you can tap into this service. So we have eCareers Grad, which you can find via our website, and I will give you the website address on the final slide. This is very good for looking at preparing for interviews or preparing for consultant case interviews as well. They're very short e-learning courses. They're not going to kind of take you weeks to do, but if you did want to look at that, then I highly recommend doing so. Throughout the year, we will also be offering Careers Essentials workshops. These will be workshops on a range of topics from how to write a CV, is a master's the right thing for me, how to find and fund a PhD, and everything else in between as well. So those will all be online this year, and you can find the schedule for those again on your My UCL Careers platform. As I've mentioned before, we will also have employer-led skills workshops throughout the year, and these skills workshops will be on everything from kind of assessment centres to thinking about teamwork and different skills and things like that. And those typically will be run by different sets of employers. So I do go along to those. They're really great. We also have our own UCL Careers YouTube channel called Careers Lab, with a host of different videos, again, on different topics, from how to write a cover letter to some wonderful discussions with different people around, you know, is a PhD the right route for me? Things like that. So do look at that as well, because that can also really help you. They're short videos, so, you know, they're not going to take up too much of your time. And as I mentioned earlier, this year we have work-based learning opportunities. So these are different strands of insights. So there's there's panels, workshops, and different resources that you can tap into, and opportunities to actually do some experiential learning and get some CV-worthy experiences on your CV as well. I won't read through all of this slide because there's a lot going on, and you know, you can take a picture or come back to this recording if you want to. But generally speaking, there will be things like data and consultancy training courses, masterclasses with employers, so looking at key industries, getting to know employers, so having meetups, Q&As, workshops and things like that. There will also be spring and summer industry insights in different areas, so do keep an eye out for that, as well as career development tasters and employer-led events, which will be kind of bespoke to the faculty area. To get more information on this, the work-related learning team are working on a programme at the moment, and they will be popping up their events and booking details on My UCL Careers in the next couple of weeks or so. But I will let everyone know when they are happening as well. So moving on to the third strand about how we can help support you throughout your time at UCL. So looking at networking, which is such an important and valuable way to kind of connect with others, broaden your horizons and, you know, open up opportunities for yourself as well. So we have employer fairs, which will run through from kind of October, definitely through the first term. So things that might be of interest to you in particular. So we have the Management Consultancy Fair and the Life Sciences, which is usually at the CRIC. It's run by the CRIC, UCL, King's and Imperial. But this year it will remain virtual. We also have the UCL Careers Sector themed weeks. So these are weeks where we will invite panel of employers to come and talk about their area and the challenges within their area and their work and their industry. So just for instance, here I've listed a couple that we've got, which is environmental careers, looking at the health sector and the life science industry as well. And there's plenty of others to get your teeth into as well. So those will be running, there's one this side of Christmas, but there will be more coming in the new year as well. Then we have the alumni directory, which is called UCL Bentham Connect. This is an amazing way for a couple of things, connect with alumni, but also if you're thinking, okay, so I'm taking this particular master's or undergraduate course, but I really have no idea what my kind of employment outcomes might be. You can actually have a look through the Bentham Connect platform, and in the key search, you can pop in your degree title and have a look to see where people have ended up. And that can be an excellent way just to kind of generate some ideas and really see where people are working and things like that. And obviously, if you would like to, you can start conversations and building your network up that way as well. So the fourth strand, so as I mentioned a few times now, we have My UCL Careers, which is the kind of key platform that you will be using to book appointments, book events, look at the programs that we're running and things like that. But there's also a vacancy page that you can filter. So you can look at internships, you can look at graduate schemes, you can look at other work opportunities as well. Yes, so as I just mentioned, that's your kind of online portal. We have a summer internship scheme. So these opportunities are usually advertised around March, April time. So do keep your eye out for those. And as of last year, because of the pandemic, there were some new initiatives, so simulated learning experiences via the Bright Network, which you can find more information on our website. So the simulated work experiences were packages of experiences written by employers. So it's like a course, but they are project-based. So it will give you an insight and a bit of a taster, and it's also something that you can pop on your CV as well. So there is that if you wanted to kind of have a look and see what that's about, and if that was of interest to you, you can apply for those as well. So I mentioned earlier when I was talking about the Insights and Work-Based Learning program that I would let you know when things of interest for the health sciences overall. So that's population health and human sciences as well. So you will be automatically enrolled onto the Careers in Health Sciences Moodle. And this is where I will send messages out to you, whether that's internships that I think are relevant to your area, but mostly it will be kind of upcoming events and things like that. So do keep an eye out for those. I will be sending those out weekly on a Friday, so do keep an eye out for that. But aside from that, the Careers and Health Sciences Moodle has a lot of relevant information specific to the health sciences. So I've got sections on, career options and how to make decisions. There are lists of graduate schemes for this particular sector. And there's lots of other things that I've just kind of popped up there that will kind of help you along. So do take a look at that once you've been enrolled onto that as well. So here are some dates of interest, as I've been mentioning. So you've got your Virtual Careers Fair programme here. First event, as I was talking about, management consultancy, again, which is going to be virtual. So that's on Wednesday, the 6th of October, 4 till 7 p.m. And again, I won't run through this slide. You can take a picture of it if you would like to, but these will all be bookable again via my UCL Careers. But I guess a few to note for this particular area. So you've got management consultancy, the Life and Health Sciences Fair, which is on Monday the 18th. And there could be other things that other people are interested in as well. Again, some dates of interest. So we have the sector themed weeks, which I mentioned during talking about networking. So that kicks off in November with Media Week. Then there'll be a bit of a break and we will start the programme properly at the end of January, starting with charities and NGOs. Then we have international development the week after, museums, arts and cultural heritage in February. We have a sustainability fortnight, so that runs through to the end of February, beginning of March. Then we have life science industry at the beginning of March as well, and finishing off the programme with government and policy mid-March time as well. And again, you will be able to start booking onto these when you have access to my UCL Careers a little bit later as well. And lastly, I also mentioned that we have employer-led skills session when I was talking about the skills section of our service. So these will be running sporadically, but as I said, there will be different themes that will be looked at. So there'll be panel discussions on CVs, applications, assessment centres, workshops on skills. So that could be teamwork, commercial awareness, leadership. We also run our own mock assessment centres throughout the year as well. And there'll be kind of opportunities for employers to check CVs, do practice interviews and things like that. So do keep an eye out for those, again, on my UCL Careers. Another thing to draw your attention to, we do have a scheme called UCL Careers Extra. And the criteria for this is it's particularly for UK home fee student undergraduates from a range of kind of groups. These include low income, disability, first in the family to go to university, carer or care experienced, Black African and Black Caribbean students as well. So this includes a bursary scheme for gaining work experiences, there's alumni mentoring scheme, a mailing list for additional opportunities, and there's also some priority access to some of our activities and things like that. If you would like to, if you're interested in that, and you can sign up, so if you type in UCL Careers Extra into your web browser, it will be the first thing that comes up and you'll be able to sign up to that and find out more information as well. So just to kind of recap with my UCL Careers, I've talked about it quite a few times now, but this is where you'll be able to kind of book appointments, book onto events, look at vacancies. You can also set your preferences and have a bit of a digest so you can get through the newsletter and things like that and get preferences sent to you directly, so you don't kind of always have to check in to it kind of every day or something like that. So that's going to be your main portal for kind of accessing the service. Ways to keep up to date with what we're doing. We're on all the social media places. And I've already mentioned the YouTube channel Careers Lab. So I highly recommend subscribing to that to get new updates and look at the videos there as well. So as I mentioned, and this is my final slide, this is the URL for our website. So this is where you will find information on how to apply, the eCareers grad e-learning course for interview prepping and interview skills earlier. And that's where you can also find information about the team if you wanted to go and look to see who you will be kind of seeing and things like that. But I just wanted to mention that this is separate to My UCL Careers. So My UCL Careers is your portal for booking stuff and things like that. But the website is more for looking at resources, finding more information about us, e-learning resources. There's also Careers Library that you can tap into. So for instance, if you wanted to find more out more about a particular sector, you could go into the Careers Library, pop the sector into the search box, and you will get information around that sector. Okay, that was a very whistle-stop tour. Hopefully you can book in with us and come and see us. We're very excited to work with you and support you throughout your time at UCL. But yes, welcome in, and I hope you're all having a great time. Take care.